Welcome. My name is Omer Aslam, your specialist for consulting and technology. Today I'll be presenting defensive and offensive strategies learned from the 2017 Equifax breach. This was one of the largest breaches in the history of the United States. My goal is to show that what happened, where Equifax failed, and how our organization can apply these lessons to improve our security posture. In 2017, over 140 million individual personal information was compromised. That included social security numbers and credit card data. Equifax has since spent more than $600 million in lawsuits and settlements. This case illustrates how technical failures and governance issues combined into a perfect storm. In this presentation, I'll highlight what went wrong, how Equifax responded, and what we can do to ensure that it doesn't happen with our organization. The root cause was a vulnerability in the Apache Struts Security CVE 2017-5638. A patch was available in March of 2017, but Equifax failed to apply it. Attackers exploited this through a public-facing web portal, and that was only in May. They remained undetected for 76 days before executives became aware. Public disclosure did not occur until September, leaving millions of customers at risk for months. We had some organizational failures. This wasn't a missed patch. It was a governance failure. No one was clearly accountable. It kind of looked like the Spider-Man meme where the three Spider-Men are pointing at each other. Infrastructure was fragmented and outdated. The corporate culture was compliance-driven, but it wasn't risk-driven. Even when speaking publicly, the CEO called it unprecedented, but avoided accountability. These cultural issues set the stage for disaster. As mentioned earlier, the root cause was the unpatched vulnerability and was the immediate entry point. But the deeper issue was process failure. Vulnerability scans didn't flag the flaw. Compensating controls weren't in place. The escalation was weak. There was no layered defense mechanism established. This could have caught the problem earlier in the process, or perhaps even automated process that scans the government's recommendations and applies them accordingly. The attackers operated in the dark for months. Equifax made a bad situation even worse. This could have been an opportunity to make customers more loyal, an opportunity to wow the customer when there's a problem, the organization make things right. Instead, they delayed the disclosure for more than a month. They offered a free monitoring program, credit monitoring program, that ironically required you to input the same data that they had already exposed, a social security number and other private data. This hurt the customer's trust and eroded it significantly. On top of that, before going public, several information technology employees sold their stock. In fact, Jun Ying, CIO, was convicted of insider trading. He was their CIO at the time. All the executives, or many of them, deleted their LinkedIn profiles, a move that just amplified the distrust. What we would have done, what an organization where I would be in lead, as a leader, what I would have done, I would have done at least 5 things differently. First thing is contain and isolate systems immediately. That's the first step. Immediately contain the vulnerability. The second step is transparency. Communicate within the organization. I think everyone in the organization should have some awareness of what's going on, starting from the information side to the C-level C-suites, to disseminating the information throughout the organization, and this should take place in no less than 3 days, 72 hours. Coordinate with agencies like the FBI, like CISA. Freeze executive stock trading to avoid conflicts of interest. Provide secure remediation without asking for more personal information. These actions would have helped restore trust rather than erode it further. Defensive strategies. For our organization, the defensive strategy must include a robust deep vulnerability management program with redundancies and multiple layers, with strict patch timelines. We need this process to be both automated and held accountable by a team within the staff. We need continuous monitoring and redundant scanners to catch what the online tools must miss. Zero trust access should be a standard in any organization's culture. Least privilege are critical to limiting blast radius. Tripwires for data exfiltration must be implemented. Once information is accessed, there needs to be a forensic grade log to make sure there's traceability and investigation pulls the information necessary to learn. In addition to that, we need to have offensive strategies. We must adopt proactive security practices. Threat hunting will help us detect anomalies early. Red teaming and penetration tests, stress tests on our defenses. Our threat model includes not just criminals, but also state actors, given that the Equifax stolen data never resurfaced. Offensive readiness ensures we don't get blindsided. In today's geopolitics, it's important to be extra secure too, because companies as big as Equifax are going to get attacked due to the geopolitics, and not necessarily a desire to harm the customer, but to harm our infrastructure as a society. Some lessons from Equifax. There's 6 ideas that come to my mind. Patching is obviously critical. This was the first mistake, and timely patching is critical. Governance gaps amplify risk. Communications are part of security. The left and right must know what's going on. Data lifecycle awareness matters. Stolen data can resurface later. Forensic readiness prevent blind spots. And trust once lost is not easily gained. You can lose trust like that, but it takes a long time to gain it back. If we embed those lessons, we can strengthen resilience before we face our own crisis. In conclusion, Equifax shows us how a single missed patch leads to a global crisis. For our organization, success depends on 3 things. Defending with proactive controls, attacking with red team readiness, and governing with accountability. Cybersecurity is not just a technical issue, it's a cultural and strategic one. And remember, these failures are opportunities to improve culture, to improve our reputation with our customers. In business, we must understand that when things go unfortunate, when they go the wrong direction, these are opportunities to show the customer that we do the right thing when the wrong thing happens. That's how you breed loyal customers, and loyal customers are irreplaceable. By learning from Equifax's failures, we can ensure we're prepared for the challenges ahead. On the next slide, we have references where accumulate all the data. Thank you.